The Kansas State Department of Education requires each National School Lunch Program sponsor to establish a nonprofit food service fund, which consists of all money deposited or transferred for the operation of the food service program. Sponsors must account for program income and expenditures. KSDE has developed a variety of financial management tools and reports to assist sponsors with financial management of the food service fund. Today, we will highlight the monthly financial report and the daily income sales and deposit report. Each serving site that collects money from students and adults should maintain the daily income, sales, and deposit report, or Form 10A. The form is available in Microsoft Excel on the Child Nutrition and Wellness website. Care should be taken to assure that receipts are recorded correctly by category on this form. Income is reported at the time it's received. At the end of each month, the sponsor should ensure that all income received is posted to the food service fund. Income from student reimbursable sales, adult meal sales, and a la carte sales should be reported in separate categories. To facilitate meeting this requirement, adult staff members should not purchase meals or a la carte items from a family account. At the end of each month, the revenue for each column on the daily income, sales, and deposit report should be totaled. The total deposits on this sheet should correspond with the totals of the bank deposit slips. Now I'll provide answers to some frequently asked questions about the daily income, sales, and deposit report. It's often asked, in our building, the person who is responsible for receiving payments on account is not the same one who records sales. How should we handle completing Form 10A? Well, the answer is keep two separate copies of Form 10A, one for recording receipts and the other for recording sales. Combine the two forms at the end of the month. Another common question is, our software provides for a family account, which includes receipts from children and adults in the same household. When we receive one payment for the family's meals, we don't know how much of it is for student meals and how much is for adult meals. How should we report this? When payment is received, report the total amount in column B, Student Accounts, Receipts. When an adult meal is sold on account, record the adult meal sale in column I, Adult Accounts, Sales. Someone else asks, our system doesn't produce a daily report of charges for meals or a la carte. How should we report this? The answer is to work with your software vendor to develop a report that shows daily receipts, sales, charges, and refunds. In the meantime, enter the total monthly sales and charges on the last serving day of the month in column D, Student Accounts, Reimbursable, Sales, and Charges, column F, Student Accounts, a la carte Sales, and Charges. Another question is, where should I record a payment from a family that had a negative lunch balance in the prior school year? And the answer is column B, Student Accounts, Receipts, Cash, and Checks. Another question, our school accepts cash on the serving line for reimbursable meals. How should those sales be recorded? Well, the cash received must be deposited into the student's account and then recorded in B, Student Accounts, Receipts, Checks, and Cash. KSDE encourages prepayment for reduced price and paid meals so that overt identification of the student's eligibility category does not occur. Another question has been, what is the difference between M, actual bank deposits, and N, computed bank deposits? And the answer is M, the actual bank deposits, should match the receipts, the cash and the checks, deposited in the bank. This may be a different amount than what the spreadsheet computes should be deposited in column N. The formula for computing column N is on the reverse side of Form 10A. Now, let's talk about the monthly financial report. It's a record of monthly financial transactions within the Food Service Fund. Sponsors complete the monthly report in CanClaim for each calendar month within 90 days. The monthly reports will roll up and fill in the annual financial report that's to be completed by August 15th. Now I'll answer frequently asked questions about the monthly and annual financial report. Why are reimbursable sales and charges and non-reimbursable sales and charges being collected? Reimbursable sales and charges and non-reimbursable sales and charges are being collected because you have to determine if non-program food, a la carte, pricing covers food costs. Another question is, why am I receiving an error message stating a transfer is needed due to low-paid student lunch prices? The answer is you have received this message because the district opted not to raise paid student lunches to the amount required by the USDA. Therefore, the district must transfer in money from non-federal sources to offset the low-paid student lunch prices. Sponsors may only use non-federal sources that are provided to directly support paid lunches. Examples of non-federal sources include per-lunch reimbursements for paid lunches provided by states, counties, school districts, and others. Funds provided by organizations such as school-related or community groups to support paid lunches. Here's a common question. I'm receiving an error stating a transfer is needed due to low adult meal price or other gratis meals. How do I handle this? And the answer to that is by July 1st and prior to closing sponsor books, the sponsor will need to transfer money into the food service fund to make up the difference for low adult meal prices or other gratis meals. Record the transfer on the monthly financial report, Transfer for Low-Priced Adult Meals. Someone else asked, I'm receiving an error message that I need to transfer money due to low adult meal prices and other adult gratis meals. Do I have to transfer money since the Food Service Fund has a strong balance? And the answer to that is yes, unless the Food Service Fund has not paid the full indirect cost rate. If not, you may transfer money into the Food Service Fund from the General Fund, line 9, transfer for low-priced adult meals, and then charge the same amount as indirect cost, line 24. I receive an error message because I didn't enter anything into non-reimbursable sales and charges, or line 34. I don't sell anything a la carte. The answer is if students can purchase extra milk, menu items, or you sell adult meals, then you need to record that under non-reimbursable sales and charges. Again, that's line 34. Another question is, why can't I submit my monthly report with a negative closing balance? And the answer is monthly and annual reports can be closed with a zero balance but not a negative balance. The Food Service Fund must meet the requirements of the Kansas Cash Basis accounting laws. At no time may the Food Service Fund balance be less than zero. Another question, at the end of the school year, I receive a payment from the state. What is this? Is it federal or state? And the answer is at the end of each fiscal year, KSDE School Finance closes out the state match account. Around June 22nd each year, whatever is remaining in that account is divided among all districts and private schools who served lunch throughout the year. Everyone gets a percentage of that account balance based on how many lunches they served throughout the year. This payment is made every year at the end of June. The amount always differs because of the number of lunches served and the amount remaining in the account. And a final question, why does my annual report show an error? And the answer is an error message will show you your annual report in the status column until all monthly reports have been entered and submitted from June through July. All errors for monthly reports will have to be corrected before the annual report can be submitted and approved. If you have other questions or to request technical assistance for financial management, call Child Nutrition and Wellness.